Tell me about your favorite smell on a woman.
On a woman? Favorite smell on a woman? I guess like some...
This is not a question coming from Virginia.
Yeah.
What she's done today.
Definitely not what Virginia's been doing today. I do not want that smell.
No.
I don't know, some like, flowery or like lavenderish perfume or something like that. That's real nice. I mean, I don't know what... Every time I say something too raunch, it ends up blowing up my face.
No, Suits, go sexy.
Don't let our snickering throw you off and get you uncomfortable.
Go sexy.
I want something... I like that. It's a classy smell, It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's refreshing, It's clean.
Okay. Clean. That's how I like my body.
Already your water?
Yes, please. Make it real full.
Jaybird, how would you answer this question?
Kev, I'm all about the natural. I like when a girl smells natural, especially if she's a little sweaty. Something about that really turns me on. Maybe it's the animal instinct in myself, but natural smell, sweat on a girl, I am into.
Okay, all right. Courtney, who do you think had the better answer here?
Guess Jaybird.
Okay. What do you think, Kay?
I'm going with Suits.
Okay.
Okay,
Clean.
it's coming down
Okay.
to the
All
right,
wire.
this is big.
We got natural stank versus clean and lavendery.
And clean.
It's a nice smell, Kev.
You're the tiebreaker here, Meredith. Who had the better answer?
Gotta go with Suits.
Yes, Suits!
Kevin, Virginia, and Jason are live on 97.9 WRMF and the KVJ Show app.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Well, here we go. Happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ Show.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are doing great here today.
Oh, I love Mondays.
Yeah, me too. Ready to go back at it. Exciting stuff. Did you guys have a good weekend?
Yeah, I had a good week. Bit busy, but good.
It was. Yes, very busy.
Lots of running.
There was a lot of running going on, a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff we'll get to. This may have been the biggest weekend, I think, for things to watch, like blockbuster kind of stuff. Now, that's for people that are in the sci-fi fantasy kind of like realm, but the Avengers Endgame was massive. It was bigger than what they thought it was going to be. It seemed like everybody was out trying to watch that this weekend.
I follow you on social media. I saw what you were up to with you and your
did.
son.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I took Ken and we went out Saturday morning and got to go see it.
Oh,
Was
good.
it packed that early in the morning?
It was a full theater. Yeah. Pretty much everything else, though. I went the first screening they had Saturday morning
Okay.
to go and see it. And, we were in one of those iPick theaters that they have.
Oh, I love iPick.
But we were kind of like in the cheap seats. Like everyone else got like a blanket and was kicked back, and people were waiting on service. And Ken's like, "Wow, this is amazing. Are they come wait on us?" I'm like, "No, Dad, I got the cheap seats. What do you want?" So I had to go. So I served him during the movie. So
It does separate people in the theater. It's
yes,
first class.
There were the haves and the have-nots. We were in the have-not section. Yeah.
It's definitely first class and coach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in coach. Yeah, but I did get to see the movie. But I was so close. I feel like it's done something visually to my eyes. I'm not even sure. It's just, I was like right down on it. I'm like, it's almost like my span of vision didn't go far enough to see the whole screen.
Do you have a grade for it?
I do.
Do I have to wait for your grade?
I'm going to make you wait. Yeah.
Make me work for it.
Yeah, I'm going to make you work for it. We'll get to that. But I asked everybody kind of what their grade was. So everybody who saw it kind of went through and, gave their thoughts on it because everybody's got an opinion on if they've seen it.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, are you just in love with the franchise and you're going to say nothing but good things because
Right,
you're a
yeah.
fan, or are you going to be really giving me a good grade? Because every grade I saw on social media was amazing.
Yeah.
The best movie of all time.
Pretty much everything that I saw, and that was just on my own personal Instagram that I'd put that up, and I was surprised how many comments I got back. Just kind of let you know how many people went to go see this movie this weekend. But yeah, for the most part, it was rare to see something like somebody putting a C, but that was like the lowest.
I thought I saw one person comment. They said they were crying, watching in tears, joyous tears.
There was, yeah, it was very emotional. It was very emotional.
Virginia, wake up.
Yeah, I know it's big. It's just I would rather you hit me with like some poison darts. I just
See, you're going to be in that grouping of people like today and probably for the next week or two as this thing is still massive where you're like, what? Yeah, where you're just, because everyone's going to be chatting about it, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to go sit in the corner.
between that and like Game of Thrones, I'm like, please.
That's how you
Don't talk to me.
That's how you get her to shut down.
Right.
Start hitting her with some Game of Thrones and start talking to her about the superhero movies. She shuts down.
So for somebody like Virginia, I feel for you too, because you are in a world where everyone is so caught up in it. And I'll tell you, somebody who is caught up in it, they both were great. Last night, Game of Thrones was on, and I have the poll on KVJ right now. If you saw both Avengers Endgame and Game of Thrones last night, the long night, which did you like better?
Yeah, I will say, for whatever reason, this last episode of Thrones, a lot harder to avoid spoilers this week.
It's
they
getting
are
crazy.
Everywhere.
We're going to definitely get into spoilers about 7:30 today because it's going crazy. It caused violence over the weekend, so there's a lot of stories about. One guy actually tweeted out all the spoilers for the movie, and yeah,
I have a call 'em out for call 'em out segment.
Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to do to talk about spoilers today because there's two big things that are floating around out there right now. 53% of people said Avengers is better than Game of Thrones last night. But a lot of people love both. So we'll get to a good bit of it today. So Virginia gets to tune out for half of today's show.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go run errands. I got groceries to get.
Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, we'll try to keep it quick and to the point. But yeah, we'll definitely be covering a lot of that today.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after-the-show podcast. Watch or listen on kvjshow.com.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Bert, what you got on your mind here today?
I got bit by something, and it's on the back, like on my back, and it's so sore, and I don't know if it's a spider bite. It kind of feels like a snake do.
Okay, take off your pants.
Well, it's not on my pants.
Oh, where is it?
It's a shoulder.
It's down here. But yeah, it desperately, it feels like a snake do.
Oh, what snake do?
Yeah, it's like a snake do.
What's a snake do?
Hiss. Hiss. I got you. What's a snake? There's no bite. I tricked you. What's a snake do? You fell for it. What's a snake do? Hiss. I got Kevin. I got you both. Totally. It's kind of like Up Dog. I said I got a snake do. Kevin goes, "What's a snake do?" Hiss. What's a snake do? I got you guys. I learned that from Cobra Kai.
Is that carpet burn on your back?
That's just a tan, probably.
He's got some weird rug burn on his back.
Oh, you did find something,
I did find something back there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Between
record.
between my aunt's memorial and Kids World, I was humping my brains out. No, I got a sunburn, but I got Kevin on. What's a snake do?
You got me.
I got you.
I wasn't ready for that.
Kevin,
I was like, wait, what?
What's a snake do? I got Virginia touching me. I can't. It's like, get off of me.
Well, I'm trying to help you with your snake bite or whatever you have.
A snake do.
The snake do. Like, wait, what?
Oh, I'm so glad I got you.
Okay.
I had a whole thing. If it didn't work out, Denny's just going to come in here and save me.
Okay, well, chalk up. No, Monday's starting off well for you.
Try to get that Buchanan. Try to do that Buchanan. See if he falls for it.
I think I got a snake do over here.
Dad, what's a snake do? Hiss.
What I got on my mind today is actually something that happened with my son Cannon over the weekend. We were playing a little bit of basketball yesterday, and we kind of like have a little rim like in our living room kind of area, and so we play in there around the couch and all that kind of stuff. And so he was coming at me. I had the ball, and his tooth hit my elbow, and he's got the braces on, and poor kid, he got a little bit of a bloody mouth, and I felt bad for him. But I have kind of like a mark on my elbow, like where his brace went into my elbow. I didn't think much of it, but today it's like swollen and really hot, and you have a real I don't know what's going on with it, but like you have a real appreciation for how much you put your elbows down on something when your elbow is swollen and really hurts, because I keep going, ow. Like, you just keep, I've hit it probably, no lie, 35 times since I've woken up this morning.
Let me see that again.
Yeah,
She's gonna come
That's
over.
infected.
She's gonna come over and start
That's
searching
why
your
it's
body.
hot. The heat,
Is it?
The heat means it's infected.
Oh my gosh, so what do I do now? Because his brace went in there, and that must have been it. Yeah.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who he caught a guy breaking into his car.
Yeah.
And he punched the guy. And the guy's tooth went into his hand. And because there was bacteria on the guy's tooth, plaque, whatever, that went into the wound. So if there was any plaque and bacteria on your son's brace that went into your arm, that bacteria may have gotten into your bloodstream. My friend went through months of intravenous IV treatment to save his hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like if you have an infected wound like that and it's all red and hot, you need to go get that looked at.
It looks like an infected snake do, is really what it looks like.
So, yeah, what do they do with something like that?
I
Just
don't
put like some
know.
antibacterial. Do we have an antibacterial around here?
We did
Because
it.
I didn't even know it was like cut until like, just as I was like this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I did get a little mark from that.
I would stop playing with it, and we did have a medical box at our old station.
I've got
Yeah.
stuff in my car. I just have to run down to my car. I've got first
Well,
aid.
please save my elbow.
Yeah.
My gosh, I didn't
If
realize
it's
this.
hot though, that's not good. That's infected.
Oh my gosh, I might be down to one arm by the end of the show.
But let's say it is infected. What's the worst case that's going to happen?
Death.
I mean,
Yeah.
you lose the
Yeah.
weenus part of your elbow.
The weenus.
That's what it is. I have an infected weenus.
You hurt your weenus with your kid.
Oh, it's terrible. Yes, that's right. My kid infected my weenus with his mouth. It doesn't sound good.
Well, there's so much bacteria.
I can't even go and describe what happened because they'll call DCF. I gotta make up some kind of like false story about what really happened to my elbow. Yeah, we'll go wind up. That could be even more problematic.
I've heard weird things that you're talking about, like the plaque stuff. I've heard if you are flossing your teeth and you get a little piece of plaque that goes into your eye, it can get infected that way.
Absolutely,
And
I've heard
That's
that.
so gross.
Because it's like a bacteria. It's like a gross, yucky bacteria that's in your mouth. And that's why you're supposed to be getting your teeth cleaned on a regular basis because they get all that stuff out of there. But I mean, none of us are perfect when it comes to keeping the bacteria out of our teeth. You can't help it.
Yeah, right.
You put food in there,
Yeah,
and
your
then
bacteria
you don't
forms.
get all the food, and it starts to rot, and they eat it.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's a little hot. It's nothing crazy right now. Somebody said you need to go on antibiotics. Go to MD now. So does that mean like go now, or does that mean just go to an MD sometime?
You can, whenever you want to go, let me know. I'll call them.
I've got about 6.5 antibiotic pills left if you want them. I'm
That
sure.
is not a good idea.
I have
Okay.
a feeling they'll probably work.
Okay. I need to clean it, get antibiotics on it. Stat. We'll do that and then figure out what happens.
We're not going to do it stat.
Yeah, it's bright pink and it's hot. That's not good.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad I brought it up. This might have saved my life. I would have just continued on about my day and try not to lean my elbow on
That's
anything.
what my friend did. After he punched the guy in the face that was trying to steal his car,
Yeah.
he figured, oh, I just punched a guy in the face. What's the
Right.
big deal? He never figured the bacteria from the guy's teeth was already in his bloodstream. He waited, and then he literally had to go on intravenous
Oh my goodness.
medicine
Crazy,
for
right?
like 2 weeks.
Isn't that
Didn't
crazy
know-
stuff?
And almost lost his hand.
Oh my gosh.
All because baby got plaque, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plaque,
Okay.
plaque kills.
Yeah, Heather said, I'm an RN. Sounds like you have cellulitis. Clean with dial soap, and you may need antibiotics. So, okay, so I need to get this thing cleaned out right away.
Anytime you slap an itis at the end of a word or a disease, you know it's as
You
bad.
got cellulitis in your weenus.
I really do. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's all my kid's fault. Okay, wow. All right, well, there you go. What's on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I found something so cool yesterday at our Kids World Family Fun Fest. You
You
know,
did.
normally I don't say that, but this time I am saying that. So I took Rocco, and you know, Rocco is obsessed with cars. That is his
Yeah,
cut.
right.
He loves cars. So there's this club called Mini Me Cars and Coffee.
Okay.
And it's for kids ages 1 to 5. And it's a club that you join.
Oh.
And once a month, they have these meetups at the Palm Beach outlets.
Okay.
Where they put all these little mini cars out. They've got like little mini Mercedes, little mini Range Rovers, little mini BMWs. It's those little cars that the kids drive around. But they put them all out. They build like a racetrack.
Okay.
And the kids all race each other. The parents have coffee.
Did you give them coffee first or no?
No, the kids don't get the coffee. The
Oh, okay.
parents do.
Because they might drive faster.
No. But isn't that cool? If you have an obsessed kid like I do, who just all he thinks about is cars all day, every
Yeah.
day. Once a month, they have these little meetups at the outlet mall, and you can join, and then you can go to them every single month.
That is pretty cool.
I'm obsessed now. This is like Rocco. He talked about this literally for the past 17 hours. He went to bed talking about it. I'm sure he's going to wake up talking about it. He is so excited.
That is very cool. Good for him. So he's ready to go.
But they're on Facebook if anybody wants to find out about it. It's Cars and Coffee by Mini Me is the group.
He might be a race car driver.
Oh, he might.
I was talking to some little kid, and the kid was a race car driver. Like, they have those kids starting at his dad was telling me how fast his car goes. I'm like, well, that doesn't seem safe.
No, it doesn't seem
was
safe at
crazy.
all.
The kid was like 6, and he's going like 100 miles an hour. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, it's crazy what they do. So better watch out. You might have. He's kind of got that Italian race car name too.
He does, but
Italians love it.
I'll be putting a governor on his speed.
Oh, okay, all right.
No,
All
no
right.
100 miles an hour for you, Rocco.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Have you ever had a voicemail that was on your phone that you just were either reluctant to check or you just didn't want to delete?
Yes, I keep a lot of voicemails on my phone. In fact, my mailbox is always full because I just keep stuff on there.
I have some. Every now and then, I have the ones that I'm reluctant to check because you're like, you know who it's from, and you're like,
Yes.
you know.
I have a few of those.
And I've even had that where I look down. It's been weeks past when they call me. I'm like, I probably should get back to them at some point, or at least check it out. Yeah.
Well, if they only ever call you because they want something,
Right.
and it's never good for you, it's always bad. You're like,
It's tougher to
"Nah."
answer, yeah.
Right, I'm busy.
It is. You're like, I just don't know if I have the strength right now. Maybe tomorrow. And then tomorrow you don't have the strength either. So, there's a lot of reasons why people will do that. Those are the ones you don't necessarily want to get to. But there are also the ones that are on there and are just so amazing you don't ever want to delete. And so Jaybird's got a little bit of both here because over the weekend, I want to say thanks so much to everybody that came out to the Ann Ann Memorial that we did at Doss Craft Beer and Pizza there on Singer Island. It was a really good turnout and a great day and a great beer selection, too.
Great pizza at that place. Holy crud. I'd never
Yeah.
had it before. I'm about to drop a review on it today. I was
Solid stuff.
very impressed with their pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we ordered it just the way you like it.
You did.
Extra saucy.
Yeah, well, their name's living up to both because, the craft beer selection was great. I mean, I picked beer number 56. That'll let you know how many they have there on the menu.
And they literally were able to get the last keg of Full Gorilla.
Yeah.
And they put it on special just for you, Jay Bird.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that was some cool stuff. So great venue and a great turnout. So that happened, but Jaybird was telling me that he has a voicemail on his phone, and you, as of right now, still haven't even checked it.
I haven't heard it because it's from the week a couple days before Ann passed away, and I never checked it. And after she had passed away, I look down and I see a voicemail. I haven't listened to it. I just haven't had the heart to listen to it. And, I brought this up on the Weird Whatever podcast very briefly. I couldn't believe how many other people have this thing where they've got a voicemail on their phone they've never checked before, just because whether it's someone, a loved one that's passed on. I was even talking to somebody that came to the memorial that heard me talking about it. They had an ex-husband that left her, and the day he left her a voicemail, and she said she's never had the heart to check that voicemail, and it's been over 5 years since she's had that
Wow.
thing. So people have them for different reasons. Some it's from loved ones, and then some it's from something too painful.
I keep all the messages that my grandmother, my children's great grandmother, because she is 95.
Yeah.
So I know that she probably doesn't have another 10 years with us,
Yeah.
and I want to have those voicemails.
I'm afraid I'm going to listen to it. It's going to be something like, come over and get something, a missed opportunity, and that's why I don't want to listen to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I mean, all that, you shouldn't let that hold you back because
No.
it wasn't done on purpose.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean that's just unfortunately that's just life. I mean,
Gosh,
you just never know. And
I hope her last message has her talking some crap about Kevin.
I
really do. That's how you go out.
have you thought about if or when you would ever listen to that message?
Yeah, I think I just kind of want to talk about it because I was wondering if I was the only person that's gone through that before. Apparently, I feel like I'm not. Yeah, I think getting over this weekend was a big thing. Doing the memorial and kind of moving past that. I think now I'll be in a clearer headspace for all that stuff.
So you think maybe this week sometime you'll
Yeah,
check
possibly.
it out? Okay.
Will you do it alone?
You guess? Want to do it on the air?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could do it on the air.
Well, I
I'll
think
listen-
You can
I'll
listen to
listen
it
to it.
privately,
yeah, or you can
just bring it right
or you
now.
could listen to it like here, and you can just then you say, hey, either I do or I don't want this on, and we can respect that.
That's true too.
That might be the way to do it.
Or you can just let it fly live.
I don't know.
Oh, she might curse in it, though.
Yeah.
Especially if she's talking about
Yeah,
Kevin.
I don't. Yeah.
I have no idea what this is about. It could really just be, hey, Jay Bird, I need bread. It could be something so quick and nothing.
Denny's can pull it and make sure it's safe for air.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
think it'd be. I'd like to actually see your reaction. Checking it out. I'd be fascinated with that because that would be interesting. I mean, to me, it's a brave move,
Yes.
and it is an interesting step. I mean, if you were going to share it, and you don't have to share any of it, you can just be like, piss off. This is like family stuff, So that's cool too.
Well,
Don't worry. We've been told to piss off before.
Yeah.
y'all like family. Honestly, I swear, after losing my mom and
Yeah.
doing the kidney stuff and then losing our aunt, the audience really is our family. They go through all of these good and bad times in our lives, as corny as that may sound.
Yeah.
The people really do help me through moments like this.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do would be, just maybe we can watch you. I'd listen to it in your ear. And so and you deserve that. I mean, that was a message to you, and then you can decide, okay, from what I just heard, what do I want to do with it?
I'd like to hear from other people who are holding on to voicemails. What are you doing with them?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I get it. There is a weird reluctance that I have a lot of times to checking voicemails. And I could see that too. Man, the one that's fascinating is the one you brought up about the woman who got it from her ex-husband the day he left her. And you're like, okay, what is that saying? I mean, is that the explanation? And then why is it? In your heart of hearts, we're weird. Like sometimes you just don't want to know the truth, or you don't want to hear it. Like
or you can't handle it.
That's what it is.
You're not
I hear
ready
ya.
because it's too big for you.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. I think sometimes we just can't handle the truth of some things.
But I think that's got to be something inert inside of you that's protecting you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and
I
you,
think so.
You know if you're weak, or if you're strong, and certain people can trigger this weakness in you.
Yeah.
I'm sure her husband leaving her was a huge, crazy, depressing thing for
Well,
her.
she had told me they had a great marriage. She had no idea it was going on, and that day she found out he was leaving her, and then she got the voicemail. So I guess he called her first, and then she found everything out, and she just says she doesn't have the heart to listen to all that.
Blindsided.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
It's heavy.
Wow, especially when she thought that everything was going great. And maybe that's just it. Maybe she just
That's what it
doesn't-
is. That's what she said. She said everything was. I was so blindsided by everything. I just didn't have the heart to listen to that voicemail. And she said, I still don't have the heart to. And she's never dated again either, too.
Wow.
That's it, man. Wow. That is a crazy story.
Yeah.
For people who get voicemails like that, I'm not the tech head, but I would assume, do a lot of people have the Dropbox app? Is that the best way? Like if you were getting voicemails like what you're talking about, like from your grandmother, and I told you that my mom, had the wherewithal. This is even back, before we had the technology we do now, where they made a lot of cassette tape recordings of my grandfather in his stories.
What you can do is, that's how I would always play the Aunt Ann voicemails. There's a feature, especially on the iPhone, where you can send it to yourself, then you can download it and then have it in your downloads forever.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you would do that.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, and like you're talking about your grandma, take as many pictures and as much video as you can. We live in that time where we can do all that stuff. I'm so grateful that I have all that audio of my mom and Ann.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people can do that. And I know there are services even where, like, for instance, my mom is like, oh, great, I got all this stuff on cassette. You know?
Well, Virginia handed me the first Kevin and Virginia show. She's like, hey, can we play these on the air? I'm like, they're cassettes.
Yeah, there are actually services that are out there that if you go online and they will take all your old tapes and convert it to digital.
Right.
So that you have it for, actually, oddly enough, somebody told me about it. I'm like, it costs that much? It's kind of a pretty solid fee because I think they know. Obviously, this is something valuable, and there's no other way you're going to get this audio,
And
baby.
the clock is ticking on when this is going to deteriorate.
Yeah.
You know what I did?
That's the thing. They know.
I played it on the cassette player you gave me. I put my iPhone right up to it and recorded it that way. Real cheap. Saved a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, that thing has an output.
What does?
Yeah, that cassette player. You can plug an output into that that'll make it go right into your computer.
Smart thing to do.
Didn't know.
Yeah, well, now you do. Somebody texted and said, yeah, my grandfather left me a voicemail a few days before he passed, and I say that voicemail, I listen to it all the time. Makes me feel better just to hear his voice.
There's a service where once somebody passes on, you can still talk with them through the email and through text, and it takes all of their text, all of their whatever they've done online, and they try to mimic the personality of that person. So if I passed on and you were missing me, Virginia, hey, what's up, Jay Bird? I'd be, what's up, Virginia? Want to get some pancakes? Bigfoot is real. But it's not really.
What's a snake do?
Yeah, it's not really me. It's the essence of me. Do you like that, or is it too creepy?
Too creepy.
I don't like it either.
I don't like that. I don't want that.
I don't want a fake Kevin.
I like a
emailing me.
voicemail from you that's actually you. That's cool.
Well, and there's something about that perspective, about that wisdom. Like if you went to somebody, a mom, a grandparent, or whatever, it's not just the voice, it's what they would say and how they would say it that you can't get. I'm sure so many of us, when somebody's passed, like, I just wish I could run this past them.
Oh, yeah.
To get their perspective on it. So, yeah, you let us know how you want to handle that. And
sure.
Whatever happens with it happens. And anybody else who's got a story about that or what you're doing with it, you can let us know. Jay was just telling us a second ago that he still has a voicemail message from his Aunt Ann on his phone, one that he hasn't even listened to yet. It was how many days?
I would say 3 days before she passed.
Okay.
For 2, maybe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have no idea. And, it's just kind of sitting there. Somebody texted and said, yeah, my mom passed away 2 years ago, and I still have all her voicemails. I've only listened to them once so far, but it's comforting to have them. It's not something. Yeah. So it's just you kind of it's kind of weird. I think everybody has their own safety blankets. Not necessarily often a blanket. It's just something that is your cushioning to this world.
Mine is the fear of missing that I didn't do something. She asked me for something and I just didn't return her. Because I had that with my mom, and that kind of haunted me for a while. That my mom called me on a Thursday and left me the sweetest voicemail, and she had passed away, and that had haunted me. But again, what are you gonna?
No.
I didn't do that on purpose.
Right? Yeah. You can't live like, and that was just.
Just how it went,
baby.
baby.
Who you are, and it's who they loved.
Yep.
So it's just how it all goes down. Did you keep the messages that you have from your mom?
Yeah. So they're in my computer.
Mm-hmm. The cool thing that you have, and we talked about this, is just how much your mom and your Aunt Ann was on the show. Just, I mean, my goodness.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, Aunt Ann was on. My Aunt Ann was on the show 3 or 4 years longer than my mom, which doesn't seem right, but it is.
That's
my mom
crazy,
died
isn't
in
it?
2009. Ann started getting on the air 2009.
Wow.
Almost 10 years with Ann.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
There was so much just Aunt Ann stuff that we were able to play at DOS on Saturday.
Yeah, there was still a ton more, too.
Yeah, there was just a lot of stuff. So again, thanks to everybody who came out for that. Some of the texts coming in, somebody said, yeah, I had my dad's old voicemails on my phone until I had to change my phone. I lost them. My dad passed away almost 2 years ago.
You can get them, though.
Yeah, I would think there would be a way that you'd be able to track that stuff down and still be able to have it if you contact whoever your phone provider is. I know that if the FBI wanted them, they would have them.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how that works.
Nothing's truly lost.
Yeah. Somebody said, I keep birthday cards and I won't toss them away until I get one from the next year from that person. Yeah, I'm odd like that. I keep so many cards. It's weird. I've never really gone back and read any of them, but when I get a nice card and somebody writes something nice, I'm like, there's going to be a point in time
I need this.
where you're going to be feeble and you're going to have some kind of like weird infection in your elbow. That you're going.
So next week,
Right. So next week,
when you're on deathbed,
right, you never know what's going to happen. You might just want to like delve into this drawer. I've got them. I know where it is. I think it is. I think it's kind of like it's. I don't know if it's a safety blanket, but it's that something. It's that cushioning you have where it's like it would be like, okay, I think more than ever we all need it because toxicity seems to be able to reach us a lot better than it used to, and there seems to be more of it out there. And you need to have something that cleanses your palate from just nasty.
Well, being nostalgic too, it does something to the spirit. There's science that goes behind that. When you are looking at things from your youth or from whenever, that it gives you an emotion. It gives you something that does do something to your soul. That's why people who are older, they like to try to put them in an environment where they're able to get some nostalgia going on. It creates memory. It gets your brain working again.
Yeah. Another thing, too, somebody texted and said, I don't have the heart to delete my mom's cell phone number 5 years after her passing.
Aww.
I do that, too. Yeah, I still got my grandmother's phone number in there. There's something about it. Every now and then, I get the creepy temptation to, like, call it. And I don't know
What if
why.
she answered?
Oh, my goodness. You know what? That's a movie.
That is a movie.
That would be a movie. Like, somehow you have a direct line to your deceased, and, like, their phone, they still have that connection.
Do you remember?
But then it's not really them. It's like the devil playing a trick on you.
Probably, yeah, and it lures you over.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. You just that's a great movie plot, which somebody's probably already done.
It's a great movie. I would never go to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'd be horrified.
I'd make it and then not watch it.
We talked about it like 6 or 7 months ago. I had gotten a phone call from my grandmother who's passed on. And we talked about that. We have no idea how that could have happened. That was weird. That was kind of creepy. No voicemail or anything, but the number, when I saw grandma, I'm like, ugh, that's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what could cause something like that.
I don't know.
I wondered, yeah, because maybe if somebody new gets the...
We worked all of that out, and we did not understand how that could have
seems
happened.
to defy logic, all logic. All right. Well, I accidentally did what apparently everybody else is doing, and I didn't mean to. Taking a selfie before you go watch the new movie, Endgame.
What do you mean?
You can do that.
Why are you supposed to do that?
Well, just because it makes you basic. But I mean, so what? Everybody's doing
Oh,
it.
don't worry
I just saw
about
that today. I'm like, yeah, I just saw a post. Somebody's like slamming people and going, so are you one of the predictable that took a... I'm like, yes.
Yes, I did.
I did, me and my son.
You're excited.
You
It's gonna
did
be
it
a
with
great
your
idea.
kid. That makes it a little less basic.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Virginia.
That just makes it good dad bonding.
Yeah, well, I thought, I'm like, well, hey, this is like one of those moments, my thing, with kid. They do say that selfies can be as bad for you as laying out in the sun or even smoking. So if you're one of those people that takes a lot of selfies, look out, Kim K, because, yeah, the electromagnetic rays from your phone apparently can do damage to your skin. And there's a dermatologist that recommends putting on sunscreen, protecting from the high energy visible light and infrared.
Everything's getting so goofy out
I say
there.
it's
man.
aging you.
I don't.
A selfie, really?
I'm not buying that.
That's what you got to do? It's unreal. I just feel like we're kind of in this, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, what are we supposed to do in our society anymore? Because, it's like, okay, don't take the selfies, and then, then I miss the moments.
Take the selfies, but then go get the Botox. Then you'll be fine.
Okay, everything's got to have a balance.
Follow me.
Well, then they say tear away from, all the technology, and then when you do, then you lose your job. Chambers has this guy, and he was like, well, you know what? I'm going to be more plugged into my life, less plugged into my phone. And so he had this thing where he was like taking his phone and putting it down at 5 p.m. like every night to spend a little bit more quality time with humans and not just the technology.
Yeah, his rule was after 5 p.m. He didn't look at his cell phone, didn't answer emails. I mean, he would have his cell phone around in case of an emergency, but he wasn't on it. Did not check emails. And then on the weekend, nothing, no technology whatsoever. It was nothing but family time.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
That's brilliant.
He got fired. He got fired because he wasn't keeping up with his job.
Oh.
Yeah, he was all, I'm spiritual and I'm doing it, I'm going to become one with the universe and one with my family. And I now have to look for a job.
Do you know what industry he was in?
He was in sales.
Okay.
He did some sales stuff.
That's annoying, though. It's like, okay, when do we ever get to stop?
I don't think we could. And you know this from doing what we do. Like, we have to check it all day. I have to check it before I go to bed. I check it at the first thing I do when I wake up. Like, if you let stuff fall through the cracks, you're going to get in trouble. And stuff comes to you all day.
There's a fine balance.
Yeah.
I think you can put away all that stuff at a certain time, but he wasn't checking anything over the weekend. I mean, nothing. And then Monday, they're like, hey, what happened to the thing on Saturday I emailed you about? Oh, I didn't check my email. You're fired.
Huh.
So that happens with Denny's. That happens with y'all too. Someone will send an email at 6:45 p.m.
It's true.
and you're getting ready for bed at that point. There is a time where you got to
Yeah.
shut it down.
Well, I just wonder, like, how many people have a job where it's like you are definitely on your own free time. This is not company time, and you're not a doctor or someone along those lines that has to be on call.
But different people work at different hours. So you, Kevin, you're done at 6 p.m. and you're getting ready to wind down and go to bed. But there's still people in this building that are working at 6 p.m.
Sure.
that sends you emails that they want an answer to. And if they don't get it at 6 p.m., they want it at 4 a.m. when they expect to get it from you.
But
they know you've been up and read your emails. You have to answer stuff these days. You just do.
Yeah, you do, but again, there's a fine line. If someone's coming at you at 6:45 p.m.
Yeah.
and you wake up at 3 a.m., sorry, but you don't get a response until I wake up in the morning, and that's okay.
I wonder how many of our jobs out there like that today require you that, yeah, you're just never going to be off the clock. You got to do that. And you could argue maybe this guy's better off losing that job.
That's why lawyers charge you for just, hey, how's it going? Okay, that'll be $100, Virginia.
Yeah, I just signed a lawyer agreement with the pool lawyer, and they can charge up to like $400 an hour.
Oh, if they do a cell phone call with you, if they talk to you
$400 an hour?
for 3 minutes on the phone, they charge you, and it's an expensive 3 minutes.
Don't call
Wow.
me. Do not call me then.
Some lawyers don't do that, but some will.
Ryan texted us and said that there is some legislation in process right now to make it illegal for work to contact you off the clock by the end of this year.
Oh, I love it.
I haven't heard about that, but yeah, there should be some kind of protections where if you're with your family and this isn't something that was laid out as part of your job. It's just like, no, we want to still continue to work over the weekend. You're not going to get paid for it, but we're going to expect you to keep working. And if you don't check your emails, you're going to get fired.
Well, in a job like this, though, and I think a lot of jobs, no harm, no foul. Okay, you didn't check your email, but whatever the account was, whatever the client was, whatever the situation was, nothing got imploded, nothing was destroyed, no relationship was broken. Okay, we're fine. It's the ones where when you don't answer the email or you don't answer the call,
Yeah.
and then the client is lost, the money is lost, the business is lost, the relationship is damaged. If there's harm, there's foul.
Right.
Oh, I think it happened a couple times. Again, he wasn't checking email after 5 p.m.
Okay.
and the weekend.
And if you cost the company money by continually doing that, they are going to let you go.
You can get all spiritual in the moment of the universe, but you might find yourself unemployed.
Right.
Wow.
And you just have to realize that if your business is the kind of place that stuff gets done on Saturdays, you're going to have to check email on a Saturday.
Somebody texted in and said, yeah, my boyfriend's scheduled to work. He does Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Pretty good little schedule. And his job called him Easter Sunday at 6 in the morning, and he didn't answer because he was sleeping. And then he had a lot of family stuff to do throughout the day. So when he went back into work the next day, they changed his entire schedule, sounds like as a punishment, to work weekends and overnights.
Dang. Was there anything that led up to that, though? Or just a one-and-done situation?
I don't know, but it sounds like that was the catalyst that got him into the schedule you definitely would not want.
The boss was mad because the boss had to go in on Easter Sunday to cover whatever maybe he could have been doing.
Yeah.
And the boss said, okay, we're going to change your schedule.
Wow, that is crazy. And somebody said, yeah, if you are a salary, you're kind of a slave to the company. If you're hourly, then you... And that might be what the legislation is about, expecting somebody who's not on the clock to do work. So, yeah, maybe
Right.
if you are a salaried employee and it's all about doing the job, then, you know, that legislation may not come to protect you. It may be going, yeah, Saturday night, you'd rather go see
Avengers,
but too bad. Work calls. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You got something to add to it, 877-979-WRMF. Got some celebrities having a birthday today. Gotta say what up. Jerry Seinfeld is having a birthday.
I mean, what's the deal with getting older?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some humor about it. He's probably writing jokes today. He's turning 65. Okay. AARP, baby. Andre Agassi, the old Rebel tennis guy.
I still can't believe that guy was playing and winning tournaments with a mullet wig on. He was playing in championships afraid that his mullet wig was going to fall off in front of everybody. That's one of the greatest stories in sports.
It is pretty unbelievable. Uma Thurman also is turning 49 years old today, so happy birthday to her. Also, a little shout out to Nicholas Pinto, Nugget, turning 15.
Nugget.
From Mom, Dad, Katie, Joey, Grandma, Grandpa, Grammy, Tommy, and Ozzy. Also got a birthday going on here, belated from April 27th to Sarah from your fiance Mary and Kitty Autumn, a.k.a. The Bods.
Sarah.
Happy birthday to Lily and Rose from Dave and Mommy. And Mira, a.k.a. Meg, from your honey bunny Keith and your kids Heath and Kylan.
Meg.
Little happy birthday there. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show, just let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com, and we'll get you the hookup. Well, as expected, the Avengers Endgame was massive theaters over the weekend. It is now like the top grossing movie in a weekend ever. It was bigger than they expected. They thought it was going to be huge, but this thing brought in $350 million over the weekend. It also made $1.2 billion worldwide. That's week one for Avengers Endgame. They said it shattered the records that Avengers Infinity War set last year. It's the fastest movie to ever top $1 billion globally. Did it in just 5 days, took Infinity War 11 days. So this one is moving faster. They say Endgame already ranks as the 18th largest worldwide release ever and the 6th largest worldwide release in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, it's going to change, too.
Oh, big time. Yeah, as this thing keeps going and going, and you're going to have people that are going to go back and watch this thing 3, 4, 5, who knows, some people 10, 20 times.
What's your grade on it? I saw that you saw it with Cannon, your son.
I did. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very solid movie. The thing that is great about this, there's a lot of heart in the movie. You know, there's just a lot of characters. That's the one thing that I think they're really starting to get. And I think there's two franchises that do it really well. And I think this movie did a really good job. I mean, you're invested emotionally in the characters. And I think the thing that I loved about this movie is just remembering back, 11 years? I think they started with Iron Man. And, you know, where they've gone with it now, you really realize how much you're invested into each and every single one of these characters. So they did a good job with the emotion of it. I give it a solid A.
The director or the producer, somebody said there's zero fat on this film. Do you agree with that?
I could probably chop 6 minutes out of it. Yeah.
Did you get up to pee?
Amazingly enough, I woke up in the morning. The first thought I had, I'm like going, restrict your
fluid
intake. And amazingly, I went right before the movie started. I had to go really badly right when it ended.
Okay.
But boom, it was all good.
Poop, you had to go bad? Pretty bad?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I was in there for a while. Yes. Yeah, so it did really well. There was some people, though. The biggest thing you got to watch is, I know maybe you're going to be enthusiastic and you might be talking, because I'm telling myself this. You're going to be talking to somebody about Avengers Endgame, and you're going to be talking about it loudly. And somebody who doesn't want to know is going to walk by, and they're going to be very upset because the spoiler angle is something huge right now.
Well, you did that last week with Game of Thrones. Kevin's listening to some video of all these spoilers from Thrones.
Yeah.
I'm in the room. What the hell, man? I got to get out of here.
It's tough. It really is tough when you're really enthusiastic and into either Avengers or Game of Thrones. Some people you would think would know, and there's a running back for the Buffalo Bills named LaShawn McCoy, and he went out on Friday, saw the movie Avengers Endgame, and then started tweeting out the spoilers. And I don't know if he just was trying to be a jerk or he just legitimately
I don't think he was thinking.
didn't know this would be a bad thing to do.
They were real spoilers, not fake ones, just to mess with people?
No.
I think he was just in it. He was passionately talking about his opinions.
Yes.
And he was just in it, baby. And sometimes you lose yourself.
I don't know, though. I understand if you say something in an interview, you blurt it out, but to sit down and to type out, very premeditated. It's hard for me to think you don't know what the hell's going on.
It happens. People get caught up in it, and they really don't think about, oh my gosh, I'm spoiling it for other people. They're just in it, baby.
Virginia's husband, just for the record, is a huge Buffalo Bills fan.
He is, and that's why we got to protect. His name is Shady, LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, that's why you're defending him.
I just wanted, for the record, people to know why Virginia's coming to the defense of LaShawn McCoy so hard. She does have a vested interest in this.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Did he delete said tweets? Or are they still up there?
I don't know. That I haven't heard.
If they're still up there, he knows what he's doing. He's trying to see the world burn.
Well, I would hope he took them down. I mean, it is jerky if you leave them up and you know how much, it's affecting people and how much they're upset by it. Yeah, you got to go do it. In fact, somebody even put on change.org a petition to try to get him fired. So,
Oh,
yes.
That's intense.
They're trying to raise money to get the Bills to buy out his contract.
Look, the Bills need him. They need any player that's good right
Okay.
now. So please don't take anybody who's good away from the Bills.
You really are mad, though, at people who legit spoil. I remember after when they did the new Star Wars movie, the one with Han Solo in it, I waited so long not to hear any spoilers, and I hadn't seen the movie yet, and this little kid who about 8 years old walks up to me and tells me who dies, what happens.
Yeah.
And the way he said it, he was so smug with the way he said it. Yeah, blah, 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 died. Ruined it for you. I was so mad at that kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop an F-bomb.
There was a guy that walked out of a theater in Hong Kong, and he started yelling the spoilers to the people that were paying to go in to see the movie for the first time, and he got jumped.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, there was a photo of him, where he had like blood streaming down his face. Several people got on him and said, I mean, come on, man. Something like that, that's just a complete jerk move, right?
Well, of course.
Yeah, I think that's insane. They said there's a 21-year-old woman in China that had to be hospitalized for uncontrollable crying after seeing Avengers Endgame over the weekend. She cried herself into the hospital. That's how emotionally moved she was by this movie.
Something else going on there, maybe?
I don't know. Like I said, it was, man. It tugged at the heartstrings. It is a tearjerker kind of movie. I thought it was very well done. They say that fans with smartwatches have been posting screenshots of their heart rate spiking during the movie. Oh, I can't believe it.
So LaShawn McCoy's tweets are still up where he ruins the movie, and he also ruins Game of Thrones.
Okay, so clearly doing this on purpose.
So he's now
Wow.
trolling. Now you can't have any sympathy. This is a guy that just wanted to do it.
He wants to see the world burn. That's all he wants.
Somebody said that he also made an Instagram video about it too.
Yeah, he made a video. It's him and his kid that went to go see the Avengers movie, and it's them talking about, who died and who didn't.
I think you should be angry at the entire Buffalo Bills organization. Yeah.
I can't go down like that.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. The one thing I will tell you, because I'm invested in both of those shows, Avengers Endgame, and I watched Game of Thrones last night. That's the reason why I chose to watch this. I'm like, it's going to be so tough. People are going to be so into it, and spoilers and conversations are happening all over the place.
Well, that's one of the people I'm calling out today is an Uber driver who she was such a big fan of Game of Thrones. She had read the books, and she wouldn't stop talking about it. I kept on telling her, I have not seen the first 3 episodes. I'm waiting. And she kept on talking about it. She gave me 3 spoilers after I told her not to give me any more. She couldn't help herself. I know what happened.
She was just so...
I know. She was predicting what was happening. So this was yesterday. She was predicting, because I already know what's going to happen in tonight's episode. I know all the spoilers. I know what's going on. Blah, 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 die. She told me one person that dies. I don't know if someone died or not, but she told me.
I'll let you tell me off
Okay.
the air here in a second. I won't tell you yes or no. I just want to hear what she was saying.
All right.
Because there was a lot of... I'm turning into such a nerd. I don't know what's going on. I was watching YouTube videos of people, trying to do that, trying to predict, like, oh, we did this and we broke it down screen by screen. I'm like, what is going on with me? What am I doing? I'm so into this. Yeah, I put up the Twitter poll earlier. If you saw both Avengers Endgame and Game of Thrones The Long Night, which was on last night, would you like better? 58% of people liked Avengers better. It's all both. So both solid shows, though.
Virginia, you got a dog in this
Both
race?
doing well.
I don't, but I am.
LaShawn McCoy, that's her dog.
Yeah. I'm curious to see, like, who isn't Game of Thrones about who will still be standing at the end?
Kind of, yeah.
You should predict it and put it in an envelope, and we'll seal it up.
Okay. Oh, who's
See
going to
if-
win it?
If you have some insight or not. Is it like a Sweet 16? Is it like those brackets?
Maybe. I don't know if there's as many as 16, but yeah, there are Vegas odds right now. You can bet on who you think is going to win the whole thing that comes out of it. So, all right, do you have somebody to call out? Is it somebody who's been spoiling either one of those shows, or is it something else you can let us know?
Her name was Lori, and she drives an Uber.
Okay,
I'm calling
Lori, the
her
Uber
out.
driver.
Yeah.
You're getting called out first. 877-979-WRMF. Call or text that in here to the KVJ show.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, I got some call them outs here. Jaybird has already called out. Was it Linda, the Uber driver, that gave the spoilers?
I wrote it down. Laura.
Okay.
Lori.
Yep. Lori, the Uber driver. You're being called out here today. You got to be careful. I know you're excited about, watching Game of Thrones, but you got to be careful that you're not giving out spoilers.
Well, even I was like, oh, it's okay. I don't want to know anymore. She kept going. She was too excited.
Yeah, she was
Like,
too
"Oh."
in it, yeah.
Like, jump out the car.
Yeah, I hear you. She needs to pick up people who have seen that. Somebody said that, Kev, I'm just like you. I've totally geeked out over Game of Thrones. People at work think I need an intervention. There are going to be a lot of people wasting a lot of time checking that out here today. We got Harold on here from Miami. He's got to call him out. Who you calling out today and for what, Harold?
Good morning, KVJ.
Yeah, KVJ. What's up, Harold?
How's everything? Yeah, I'm just calling out whoever does the Instagram post. I know it's always been the KVJ show, but on the past 2 times you guys have posted on the KVJ hate song, you always seem to cut off poor Denny's. Mijo on Mijo crime. Stop it.
They're cutting Denny's out of the hate song.
I think Instagram only lets you put a minute of content up in the videos
Yeah.
It
right
does,
now.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
somebody's got to get cut.
Well, and how convenient, too. It's like, okay, if Denny's is over there helping him out, he's like, let's not put the bad stuff about me in there. Yeah, he's probably very happy it works out that way.
You need to call out Denny's. He's
Yeah.
not putting his hate out there.
Be happy to cut my hate out. That's okay. You can start leaving the K off. I don't mind.
People are mean.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Somebody said, I'm calling out everybody who says the Avengers movie is great. It wasn't.
Oh.
It was just good. I'm a huge fan, too. I've seen all the movies, and I still was not impressed.
Interesting.
Okay. Wow. All right. So the hype train is being slowed down there. Okay. There's some good call them outs going on here.
You've had one bad comment out of a billion good ones.
Yeah, and like I said, I just posted up on Instagram because I was kind of curious Saturday morning when I took my son Cannon out there, and I was like, okay, what letter grade would you give it? Because I was kind of curious, and almost every, it was like 50, 60 comments when I'd seen it, and probably 58 of them were massively positive. Massively positive. So I would say
It's overwhelming.
overwhelming right now, yeah, that people are definitely loving this movie that's going on. So... early call out. Somebody right now says, I'm on a plane with an a-hole emotional support Pomeranian that won't shut the bleep up and has barked at every human that's come within 10 feet.
That's not emotionally supportive.
Her emotionally bleeped up millennial owner said, she's got issues with people. Wait, you're an a-hole to a grander scale than even your stupid dog. This is somebody that is coming unglued right now on a plane. Oh, this is our boy Ponton. He's losing his mind on this plane.
But here's what's messed up. So you're able to emotionally make everybody else uncomfortable, but you're okay and you're comfortable. So that makes it right. That's so wrong.
Not a
The dog's-
trained emotional
The dog's
support
snapping
dog.
at everybody getting on the plane.
So messed
That is
up.
so messed up.
He doesn't like people.
He's got issues with people.
Oh, my,
A plane is not the place for this.
It's on a plane. The thing on a plane full of people.
Oh, I would accidentally spill my drink on her and her dog.
Oh,
Whoops,
my
sorry. Oops, it's a full beer. My bad.
Oh, man, that's some funny stuff. Here's a call him out. Chris is saying, yes, I need to call out the guy behind me at the Avengers movie. He took 3 phone calls during the movie, and AC/DC's Highway to Hell was his ringtone. Plus, he answered in full voice and talked for a good 20 seconds every single time. He also wanted to impress everybody by pointing out Easter eggs in the movie. And in full voice, he'd say stuff like, oh, that's a throwback to Iron Man 1. He got shushed many times, and I even evil-eyed him once and turned around. At one point, I said, hey, can you at least whisper? My fiance made me stop. She said, he could have a gun. I just can't understand why people get so rude and they don't care. They have this attitude like, I paid for a ticket so I can do whatever I want. But guess what? They never look at it from the angle of everybody paid for a ticket.
I like how he called them out. I love it.
There you go.
And I like the fact that it's so annoying. That's from Iron Man 1 right there.
You can't take phone calls in the theater. You can't. You have to go outside and take it.
I have seen that person who sits down in the theater and they think it's their living room and they're there with family and friends and they try to have this conversation going with the theater the entire movie. And you're like, what are you doing?
Stop it.
I don't know you. Like, yeah, I want to say that this isn't like a discussion.
I don't know you, and now I hate you.
Well, you keep talking. I'm missing all these like really pivotal lines. Now I got to rewatch this stupid movie again. And it's 3 hours and 1 minute long. And I don't have this kind of time in my life.
Or that kind of bladder.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel so accomplished because I made it through the whole movie without having to go to the bathroom. Oh, and somebody has a positive call out. We do the cleanup right out with Corbett yearly. And yesterday when we were out, there was a significantly less amount of trash this year than in previous years.
Good story.
So there you go. Always love doing that. In fact, we love cleaning up the area. We've got a beach cleanup that's going to be coming up on Saturday, May 11th with the KVJ Volunteer Army. We do beach cleanups all the time. And we are going to do it at MacArthur Beach State Park if you would like to sign up.
And it's so
we should
beautiful.
have that, kvjshow.com. And I'm also going to call the Bikini Girls, see if they want to come clean the beach with us, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I mean-
nice of you.
So maybe we can get them out there.
It's nice of you to look out for your friend Jay Bird.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this beach cleanup.
Somebody said, yeah, I can tell you I was an usher at a movie theater, and you can be asked to leave the theater if your phone rings. I mean, that probably happened a lot. A movie like what opened up this weekend, I'm sure they're probably all over it.
Look, if it rings and you turn it off, you should be forgiven. You made a mistake. But if it keeps ringing or if you answer it, you should be thrown out physically.
That's a
tossed.
It's a fun. How long will it take? How long will it take for someone to get mad and snap at you if you pick up the phone? Oh yeah, I'm just watching the new Avengers movie. There's
It's really good.
So many Easter eggs in this thing. Oh my god, I love
Easter, that just sounds so annoying.
it. Does.
Hey, everybody, that's a throwback to Avengers 1.
Guys, I read blogs. I know about the Easter eggs.
What does that mean? There's so many Easter eggs.
The little hidden things that you don't notice right away, but if you keep watching the movie over and over again, you'll notice these little hidden cool things in the movie.
They so cleverly plant something because I'm starting to get there, but nerds, we break down movies frame by frame. We go, oh, look at that, I missed that.
There's stuff in the Star Wars movies like, oh, there's an old Easter egg. It's a throwback to blah blah blah. It's very dorky.
Gotcha.
So they throw that in there. It's nerd power is what it is, Virginia.
Yes.
Yes. Somebody said also, I'm calling out the guy that was in front of me at the Avengers movie blowing his nose every 5 minutes. Am I overreacting about this, or is that rude?
If he has a cold, then he can't help it.
But if you had a cold and you are the entire movie, get your ass out of the Avengers. If you were constantly going,
If you're sick and disruptive, it's not nice for you to be there. First of all, you shouldn't get other people sick. Second of all, you are a noise nuisance.
I agree.
I think you got to call out the person with the cold. If you are the one with the cold and you're constantly snotting around, it's not the right day for you to go to the Avengers.
Yeah, you just don't want to be in a place where you're going to be impeding on everybody else's time.
Right.
Right.
They are just as important as you. We forget that.
All right.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Got another round of the mystery box here to check out the clairvoyants. They were on America's Got Talent, finished second place on that. Now they're taking their act to the Hard Rock Event Center on June 7th. Somebody said they started out as a cruise ship act. I saw them 6 years ago on the Norwegian cruise ship. So these are guys, I guess, are kind of like psychic clairvoyant. They just see things clearly.
They're the real deal, Kev.
The real deal. Okay. It's quite an endorsement there. All right, now what we got is the mystery box. Going to plunk it up here on the table. Who wants to plop their hand in there and give the descriptions that we got today? Jaybird, you going to do it? Denny's putting it right down in front of you.
I'd love to do it. Kev, it's me, Virginia.
Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, we're going to open up the window here for the mystery box. You'll be able to see on KVJ TV what we got. That'll actually help you out. And Jaybird will try to give you the descriptions of what we've got here in the mystery box today. All right, Jaybird, what are you feeling? You can't see it. You can only feel what you're twisting around in your little fingers there.
It feels slimy or like there's something on it, first of all. Like there's a coating of something on it.
Coating of something.
Some
slimy.
liquidy or something, I don't know. Then there is something kind of like soft in the middle, like what you would have of a panty, like something kind of.
What? You have soggy panties?
Sorry, now you described slimy panties.
So wait, Suits peed in his panties and they put him in the mystery box?
It's not panties. What I'm saying is there's a part of it that feels like
Okay, it's like padding kind of thing?
like yes, sort of like that. But then there's a shell that goes along with it too, like a hard but thin shell. Like a plastic of some sort. I've got slime.
Yeah.
I've got something that feels like part panty. And I've got something that also feels part crustacean.
Crustacean?
Like a hard shell of some sort.
Do you have any smell that you're able to detect? You got the best sniffer on the show. Is there a smell that's coming from it?
No, the box smells bad. The
Does it
box.
smell like Suits panties?
It doesn't smell like Suits panties. Again, I don't think these are panties. This is very small. There's something on there that feels like a panty.
Okay.
I feel creepy saying
And
that.
you sound like a creeper.
I'm so sorry. Just trying to be descriptive.
All right. If you think you have a guess what we have here in the mystery box, you can call us up, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763.
There's a slime that comes with like some kind of after feel, an after feel, if you shall.
So when you take your fingers away from it, you rub
Rub
your fingers together.
There's
you still
residue.
There's a residue.
Yeah.
What is this?
I gotcha. Okay, I'll give you a clue to go along with this as well to start us off here. In the mystery box, it is one of the nastiest things you can find in your food at a restaurant.
Kathy, I don't want to touch it anymore.
If you found this in your food at a restaurant, you'd be like, check please, you would be out. In fact, you'd probably just leave. You probably wouldn't be like, I'm not paying.
Oh, I think I know what it is now.
Okay. Carol Ann is on here from Miami. Hello, Carol Ann.
Hey.
Okay, take a guess here. What do you think we have in the mystery box?
Wow. It's really confusing, but I'd say some type of bug.
It's some type of bug. That is a good guess. That would work for the restaurant. Would be slimy. The padding that you were describing and the plastic was what kind of throws it off.
Am I holding wings right now? Is that a wing of some sort?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you could say that's a wing. It's not a wing. Yeah, so that's why the bug.
I'm so afraid to smell my hand right now.
Does not work as a guess. You've given some really good clues, though, as you've described it.
Can I smell my hand?
Knowing what it is. Yeah, if you want to smell your finger. What do you think?
Ugh. I know that smell.
You do? What is that?
Why does that smell like Vaseline?
Okay. All right, maybe interesting. That actually could be a clue.
And we're sure it's not Suits panties.
It might not be Vaseline. I don't know what the hell this is.
Okay.
Do I go in for more?
Get it.
Do you want me to explore? There's something damp on this.
I'll give you another clue here. Weird thing about this, kids, little kids especially, are always asking for these. If you've got a little kid, they're always asking for these. They need one all the time.
Okay, I now have changed my answer. I don't want to say the word panties anymore or anything weird like, what is this?
What makes it feel weird about little kid panties?
I know, Kevin's like, little kids ask for these. Like, oh, Kevin, the whole time I've been saying it.
Yeah. Little kids. Yeah.
Little kid
All right,
panties.
move along.
What do we think here? Jane is on from Lake Worth. What is your guess? What do you think we have in the mystery box?
Honestly, I have no clue.
I don't
I
either.
have kids.
Yeah.
It's just gross.
Okay. Take a stab at it. It's got wings, padding in the middle, kind of a slimy thing, maybe even the Vaseline. Saying kids are always asking for these things, and it'd be nasty if you found one of these in your food.
Okay, I think I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
No, I'm clueless.
From all that.
Do you know what it is?
Would it be one of those slime toys that they're always playing with that have things on the inside of it? I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Slime toy.
Slime toys. Okay, slime toys, yes. It is not a slime toy.
Again, I feel like right there, I feel like a cotton, like a, I don't want to say it again, but it feels like a.
Okay. Say you would, next clue I've got here, you would find these in your medicine cabinet most likely.
Okay, I know what it. I definitely know what it is.
These would be something that you would most likely find in your medicine cabinet.
Used tux pads?
That's exactly what it feels. It feels like a tux pad or something that's got to do with something gross in the bathroom. It does.
Yeah.
It's got that feel to it.
Okay, something you find in a medicine cabinet, padding in the middle, wings on the outside, slimy. Wouldn't want to find it in your food. Little kids are always asking for these things. I'll explain that in a second after we know what it is. Heather's on here from the Pizzle. Yes, Heather, any idea of what we have in the mystery box here?
Are they Band-Aids?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to give you credit, but you forgot a word
Used
that's...
Band-Aids?
Yeah, not used. It's a very popular word you hear British people say all the time. Bloody Band-Aids.
Bloody Band-Aids!
Yes. Bloody Band-Aids! Yes, it is.
Who's blood? Who's Band-Aid?
We don't know.
I don't know. I think we just found them in the hall.
Stop it. Whose
they're
bloody Band-Aid
in
is
the
this?
parking lot.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm about to throw this box at someone's
It's
head.
the guy that we met at the racetrack. You're fine.
Oh, there is blood on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
CP Stan volunteered that for us. Yeah.
No. Miho, whose blood? It better be your blood. It better be your blood or Kevin's blood.
It's Jen's friend's kid's blood.
It's a kid. You're fine.
I do feel a little bit better. That's innocent blood, at least.
It's innocent blood.
At least it's not a guy from the gas
What
station.
could that kid be into? You know? I mean, come on.
You're right.
Yeah.
What a terrible one.
Yeah,
that one's rough.
It feels like a bug.
Yeah, okay. Heather, congratulations. You're going to go check out the Clairvoyance at the Hard Rock Event Center on June 7th, okay?
Thanks, guys. You rock.
Yes,
Yay.
enjoy that. Yeah. My clue about the little kids, every little kid I've known, whenever anything happens, they always want a Band-Aid. Like, oh, I need a Band-Aid. And I'm like going, you're fine. You don't need a Band-Aid.
They
always
love
need-
Band-Aids.
They love Band-Aids.
Rocco has the tiniest little scratch, and he wants the biggest Band-Aid.
They want big Band-Aids. A lot of times they have cartoon characters on them, so they just, if kids could wear nothing but Band-Aids, they would. So they absolutely love those. All right, there you go. Coming up here in a couple minutes, time for a round of the waxed out news.
He's so skeeved out. He's going to go wash his hands, as he should.
Yes. Did you hear about the guy in Fort Walton Beach that attacked a mattress?
All right. Why?
That's one question. And the other one, what was he on?
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Oh, all right. Jaybird ran out here to throw up real quick. We'll be back in a minute.
We should have had him taste it. I'm so sad.
That's always an open bet, by the way. Yes.
If you-
$20 if you ever taste what's in the mystery box. Just so you know, we
$20.
don't have to go into that every time. That's just
Before you know what it
Yeah.
is, just know. Anytime you lick it, you get 20.
I would have probably done it. If you go, you will do it. You will eat that thing. I would have been like, yeah, I will. I'm not losing my edge. I'm so glad I didn't. I'd have been so mad if I would have ate little kid Band-Aid with blood on it.
That was a good one, Denny's.
Denny's he's good at that mystery item there. Well, this is a fun little story. Why and what were they on? Guy in Fort Walton Beach beat up a mattress. What was he on?
I'm going to go with meth.
Okay, what do you think, Virginia?
I'm going to go with crack.
Okay, Jaybird, you are correct. There you go. That is 1 point. Yes, he was on meth. I don't know if you're going to get the why. I don't know, maybe. Take one stab at it. Why did the guy on meth attack the... Sounds like the setup for a joke, doesn't it? It's like, so why'd the guy on meth attack the mattress?
Clearly, the mattress started it.
Yes, clearly. Virginia, any guess?
I think that the mattress is possessed by the devil.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's smart.
I
Yep,
think
yep.
that he thought that the mattress was his ex-girlfriend who broke his heart, and he was yelling at her.
He did it, and that might be it. I'm trying to figure out, because there's actually even another layer to this story, another question that needs to be answered. The guy on meth attacked the mattress in Fort Walton Beach because he thought somebody was hiding inside of it.
Oh.
Now, the question is, who did he think it was? Was it a random stranger that he thought he needed to attack, or was it somebody that he had a vendetta against?
All great questions.
Yeah.
I'm thinking vendetta.
Yeah.
Vendetta, yeah. I thought so too.
It's probably personal.
The mattress had something personal on that guy. He wanted to end it.
Yeah. And normally this would be a really great internship offer, but unfortunately they announced it on the wrong day because this story came out with the offer. Mattress Firm is offering a summer internship for the second year where they pay somebody to just take a bunch of naps. That's all good. Until you find out that they're doing this in Fort Walton Beach. And then that's where you're like going, I don't know. Okay, I could be attacked by a guy on meth, but I get to take a nap possibly. So there you go. If you're looking for a summer internship, Mattress Firm is now hiring.
Huh.
Yeah, doesn't sound bad, right?
No.
Until you bring in a guy with meth. Well, there's a guy in New Jersey that gave his business card to a woman last week.
Okay.
Then he had an interesting follow-up. Typically, you'd say, hey, maybe we can do business sometime. No, he said, look at my business. He whipped his junk out. He took off, but he didn't get his business card back. So it was pretty easy to track him down because it was a legit business card and it was his.
What a dummy.
He was arrested for lewdness, yeah. Yeah, he's dumb, yeah. A lot of people, this is kind of going around, though. There were 3 guys, they broke into a Best Buy in Texas on Saturday and then somehow butt dialed 911 as they were speeding away.
The cops are like, really?
The cops heard what was going on. They said, yeah, oddly enough, the guys who just robbed that Best Buy that you're after have just butt dialed us and we're pinging their location.
They're at the drive-thru right now.
We can't lose these guys. I can't figure it out. Yeah, they actually got into a chase and arrested him when they tried to run away on foot. So they found out the cruel joke later that they had actually butt dialed 911 after they were arrested.
You did it, dummy.
Yeah, dummy. Hear about the mother and daughter from Tampa. They tried to use a drone to drop a package into Martin Correctional. Had some tobacco in there, apparently. Yes.
They tried to fly a drone to bring somebody in jail, contraband.
I mean, that's such a ballsy move to do.
But here's the thing. They didn't take any drone flying lessons ahead of time, and they crashed it. That led to their demise, and now they're going to try to get their own tobacco into the prison they're going to.
Yeah, because they're going right to jail.
Yes,
Big time. Oh, my God.
Dummy.
There was a guy in Mexico who wanted to spy on his girlfriend, so he apparently dug a hole. But then the hole collapsed in on him and had to be rescued.
Oh, my gosh.
And then she found out about what he was doing, and so is everybody else.
Just don't admit that's what you were doing. Say you're looking for buried treasure. Don't say you're...
Well, you got to explain, why are you at the bottom of this hole?
Digging in China?
I'm looking for gold.
Okay, well, how many ideas? I want you to, right now, let's just see what you can do, because I agree. You should have a better excuse, but you have to the end of the Whacked Out News, Jaybird, to come up with 3 ideas that are better. Why you're at the bottom of a hole that you have to be rescued from. I think he's just like, I got nothing. Yeah.
I'm dumb.
All right.
And I almost just died.
Yeah, so let's see if you have 3 better excuses, what he should have said. There was a guy in Connecticut who fought a distracted driving ticket by saying he was eating a McDonald's hash brown and not using a cell phone. And guess what? He won.
But you still get a ticket because you were distracted by a hash brown, not a phone.
I think you're still allowed to eat, right, while driving, and I guess they're saying that doesn't fall under the criteria of distracted driving.
Really? I would be way more distracted by a hash brown than my phone.
Big time.
They're captivating.
Yeah, it's a good thing you guys weren't on the court for the opposing side. This
Only
guy
thing
would've
better
lost.
than a McDonald's hash brown? A Dunkin' Donuts hash brown.
My only knock with them, and I love them, I'm a big boy. Make them large.
They all come with like 5 little pieces, and it's so tiny of an order. You have to order like 3 orders.
No,
Okay.
When I go to Dunkin', I usually get 6 orders, and that's a legit large order.
That's a legit. Now you're legit.
You're a man.
They're a classier hash brown. They're very good.
Well, they're talking about with the distracted driving, it's coming, and who knows what we might have in Florida here before too long. Yeah, if they start talking about foods, if foods would make the list, first of all, do foods make the list? And then do they start to decipher which ones do and which ones don't? Because to me, I wouldn't put a hash brown on the list of distracted driving. Bowl of soup or a plate of spaghetti, yes.
Cereal with milk?
Or exactly. Distracted, yeah, okay. How do you expect to eat that without causing a mess? But a hash brown, I'd be like, okay, it's a sandwich.
I love to eat fried chicken when I'm driving, and it's definitely distracting.
Okay, all right, just because it's so good, or because
so
it's hard
good.
to keep your hands on it?
I get all wrapped up in the fried chicken.
See, I would say drumstick's okay, but breast is not.
Huh.
Yeah, but I'd make up weird rules. It's a good thing I'm not in charge. Here's a guy in Naples. I hate when you see these kind of guys just on the west side of the state. One of those dudes that speeds around, zips in and out of traffic. He blew past an officer doing 132 miles an hour.
Whoa.
And he was in a 50.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa, yeah. But his wife gave the cops a good excuse. You know, he used to be a recreational race car driver.
So what?
But
That's the excuse?
Yeah, that's why he was speeding. I know, exactly.
What a dummy.
Dude, that's what I gotta tell these people. Like, seriously.
It's not about you.
Take it to, they do tracks where you can take your car out and
Yes.
unwind it as much as you want.
And you may be skilled, you may be so good
Right.
at what you can do, but you can't control the blue hair in the car 5 cars ahead of you that decides to switch lanes and not put on the signal.
That's why they like it. They like the danger. On the open road, Kev, where it's sanctioned, there's no danger element.
You know what? You could add danger if you actually went to one of those things. Be like, yeah, can you just roll a couple whatever out here on the thing, and then when you hit it and you die, it's all good, right? But you're the only one dying, no one innocent.
Drive with a gator in your car.
That actually could be fun. That's how you really up NASCAR another
Step
level.
it up.
Yeah, I
Loose
like that.
gators.
All right, Jaybird, 3 excuses. You're found at the bottom of a hole. Now, the reason why is you dug a hole to try to spy on your ex-girlfriend. This guy in Mexico came right out and admitted you've got 3 better excuses.
I heard your birthday's coming up. I wanted to build this beautiful pond for you. It's just, I know that's something you would love, and I got carried away. Excuse number 1.
Okay.
Someone told me there was a dead body here. I didn't want to freak you out. I'm doing the legwork myself.
Okay.
There's a rumor.
Okay.
There was this dangerous gas line. There might be a leak. I'm digging to see where it's at so I can control it and turn off the valve.
Isn't the first thing they say is don't dig?
Think before you dig, or call before you dig. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
I meant to say I'm looking for buried treasure.
That's your excuse. Learning something new always from this show. Cop texted us and said, yeah, you can actually get a ticket for eating while driving. I've given several out.
Really?
I wonder what the discretion is. And maybe it's just about how you're reacting to it.
Right.
Like maybe some people could actually eat a bowl of piping hot soup and be fine, whereas somebody could be eating a Twizzler and be like completely distracted and all over the place.
I can't eat cereal and drive. I've learned that lesson.
I believe that.
Don't do it.
I would think, how do you do with the Twizzler?
I'm not the best driver as it is, so it's good to make sure I'm at 12 and 6, as they say. Or
Is that what they say?
10 to noon.
12 and 6 means you're holding it.
What's the old steering wheel term?
Do not hold the wheel at 12 and 6.
What's that
How
thing?
not to drive with Jaybird.
What's that?
I would love to have him out. Wouldn't it be great if Jaybird opened a driving school? We had him out with kids and just got their reaction to all the advice he's giving.
What's the term?
Like 12, I can't even
Noon and 2. What's that thing they always say?
It's not noon. Noon and 2 is like both hands are like this.
They make fun of me.
Baby, look at the clock.
Don't call me
Try
baby.
Again.
I don't like when you call me baby.
Look at the clock.
Okay.
Try again.
What do you think?
9 to 3.
There you go.
Better.
3 to 9. I don't know. On the 15s.
10 and 2 on the 15th. Oh, that's traffic. Traffic and weather together.
I thought there was some term they use.
Yeah, it's 10 and 2.
10 and 2, baby.
There you go. Yeah, right
9
over
and 3 will work.
Yeah.
Better than noon and 6.
You're right. 9 and 3 will work.
It's better. Actually, you're doing 11 and 4.
I'm such a motorhead.
Oh, man. It's just fun stuff. So, yeah. And as far as like doing those courses, like the one guy that was zipping through in Naples doing like 135 at a 50, blew right past the cop.
That guy's a maniac.
Somebody texted in and said, yeah, I had a friend that did one of those things where you take your car to the track, you can drive wild, speed, all that kind of stuff, and died at 37.
He died.
Yeah, but, hey, look, I think it's one of those things. I was watching, I didn't have the audio on because I thought I would freak out, but I put on that one where the guy's free-scaled climbing up Half Dome in Yosemite, and he has, like, no
safety
harness.
lines.
It has nothing.
Yeah, it's just him.
You fall, you die kind of thing. And some of his buddies were like free base. So a couple of the guys like, oh, I'm falling. And then a parachute would open up and they'd come down to the bottom. But I looked up at the screen. I saw one of the guys that had done that. He died at the age of whatever, 22. Eventually, at some point he hit a rock and knocked himself out and didn't pull the cord. But these guys, they do that. That's on their own. I mean, they know that's what it is. There's some, I think it's a genetic thing. There are some people, if you get the daredevil gene.
It's the white guy daredevil gene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
guys that have it, and they just do the stupidest stuff.
You would argue, though, some of these people, they want to, if they die doing something they love, well, that's the best way to go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But they know it. They know what's going into it. That's why, to me, if you go to the track and you die at the age of 37, it's like, yeah, obviously but you knew what you're doing.
You knew
and that
the
way,
risk.
You're the only one going out.
Yeah, you didn't take out a family in a minivan on 95.
I'm okay doing a bit on the air and dying, or doing mystery box and something. This is what I love to do.
Don't say that.
If I die doing a stunt,
we've really put something in there good. If you die during mystery box,
oh, we've really stepped it up.
I mean, we really have.
There are stunts in the past, though, that could have killed him.
Black Widow Spider in the next mystery box.
Oh, a little recluse. I love that idea.
Yes,
it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Yeah. No touching. I mean, it sounds like some kind of rule you would have if you were in preschool. But no, this could be the workplace. How many people do you think out of 4 want a complete ban on physical contact?
I'm going to go 35%.
I'm going to say 3 out of 4.
Okay, that'd be 75%. That's a lot more than Jaybird's saying.
Yeah.
You're dead right.
I think it's true. I don't think anybody should be touching anybody at work because dumb people ruin it for everybody.
So you're saying a low percentage of people ruin it for everybody, which makes it a large percentage of people who don't want any kind of touching.
A large percentage of people don't want to be touched at work because you don't want to run the risk. I mean, yes, you love it when your friend and somebody you love gives you a hug at work, but you don't love it when the creepy guy that hangs out by the copier and smells like fish gives you a hug.
Oh, I gave the most awkward hug the other day. There's this kid that works in promotions, and we're at the vending machine. He's such a great guy, and he's just saying, hey, I'm really sorry about Aunt Ann. And I go, oh, I really appreciate it. And I thought he was going in for a hug, but he was going up to reach up for the vending machine. So I went in, and during mid-hug, I realized he's not hugging me. And all I did was just lay my head on his shoulder, but like on his chest area. And he just kind of awkwardly pet me. It was so awkward.
He pet you?
Yeah, it was.
He patted him.
He didn't know what he didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And he just kind of held me awkwardly in front of the vending machine. And you know what? I kind of needed it.
Aww.
Hold me awkward, kind of Jaybird.
Oh, it was so awkward.
Yeah,
you're the reason there should be no touching at work.
You're right.
That right there.
Yeah, they say employers, they don't really want to, but they're getting in a position where they got to start writing up black and white policies where it's like, okay, because you can't leave it ambiguous. And even according to one HR expert, they could be banning all forms of physical contact to avoid any kind of confusion as to what touch is appropriate, what is not. I mean, first of all, it just seems weird that you got to sit your entire workforce down and be like, okay, good touchy, bad touchy.
But any touchy, that's what it is, because it can't be left to interpretation.
Yes.
It's just got to be no touching, period.
Yeah.
And it sucks, because if you're a hugger and you love people you work with, you can't hug them anymore.
That's what gets me, because, yeah, I do. I am a hugger. I'm a believer. You know, if it's friendly and you realize, like, you're in a situation where it's somebody like, hey, this is friendly, let's just hug it out. Let's just go for the hug.
On Saturday, when people came out for Aunt Ann's thing, I hugged everybody because I feel like that's what that was about.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
that was very
Yeah.
emotional.
That's not
Everybody's
work.
hugging at a memorial. Yeah, absolutely, you should.
But awkward at the vending machine, yeah.
It's tough. Well, you get thrust in these things as like a greeting, like, hey, where do we go? I don't know.
I hope that guy files a complaint.
No, he's such a good dude.
Yeah. They say that some places are getting as crazy as they're saying, look, handshakes even. We're getting complaints about a pervy handshake. So some places have even had to ban the handshake.
How do you do a pervy handshake? You
Come here, let me show
All right,
you.
show it to me. All right.
I could do it.
Okay.
You know it? You know what I'm talking yeah.
All right, that's pervy for sure.
Very pervy.
Yeah, they tickle the inside palm of your hand and they hold on too long and they try to curl the fingers. You're just like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Not
you
a
can
pervy shake.
You can do the old little rubby rub.
And businesses hate doing this. They're like, have we gotten to the point now where we can't even trust you people to shake hands?
You can't.
Can you make a knuckle bump dirty? Or is knuckle bump the new?
Oh, that's a challenge.
Try to make that knuckle bump dirty, Virginia. Oh, yeah, little, not as dirty.
Yeah, if you keep kind of like bumping, you make it look like you're now bumping uglies. Yeah, right, yeah, huh? Yeah.
It's not as bad as the tickle with the finger.
You could, yeah.
You could. It's tougher, though.
I think you can make any kind of contact pervy.
High
And
five.
most people aren't going to be pervy.
Yeah.
But look around your office. I guarantee you, in every office today at work, I want everybody to do this. Figure out who is most likely to be the guy that breaks the touchy policy.
It's Slimy Stan.
It's Slimy Stan. He
And then
hangs up on
shame
the
him.
copier.
Yeah.
He's just creepy.
He slithers around corners.
Yes.
He lurks.
Every
Yeah.
office has one, and it could be a female too. That happens.
He's always got Slimy Stan's always got a beer in his hand at work functions.
At work, okay.
Yeah, at work functions where you're allowed to have a drink or two. He's just lurking in the back watching everybody.
He licks his lips a lot.
Loves talking to the younger girls. Loves it.
Well, because of Slimy Stan now, 3 out of 4 say there should not be any touching, a complete ban on physical contact. And that's good for everybody to know because if 75% of your coworkers like, look, just don't touch me.
And if you're looking around your work and say, I don't have a Slimy Stan working here. Well, guess what? You are the Slimy
You
Stan.
are
It's
Slimy
you.
Stan. It's you.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on kvjshow.com or soundcloud.com/kvj Show.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, if you went to go see Avengers Endgame over the weekend, you are not alone. That movie did very well. If you haven't heard the numbers yet, $350 million it did at the box office over the weekend. It's already at $1.2 billion. It's crazy. They say it's shattering records from Avengers Infinity War came out last year, and it's going to be like pretty much monstrous by the time it's all said and done. This is week 1 in.
And you and Cannon went to go see it.
Yeah, we did.
And you give it a...
I gave it an A.
An A.
Yes.
Are you falling into the hype, or do you really believe it was an A?
I believe it's an A. The thing that really surprised me that I thought was really good is just the heart that they put into it. And, it was kind of neat for me because my son Cannon, when Iron Man came out and Captain America, I remember that, for one of his first birthdays, you got him the Captain America stuff because my son was so into Captain America. And so being there with him and kind of seeing the arc of these characters and where they've gone, it really was. It makes you realize, I think it's 44 hours you've spent with these characters is what I saw, like as far as like if you've watched the movies.
Wow.
So it really, it really kind of is. You're kind of emotionally invested.
That's a 40-hour work week.
It really is. Yeah, if you sat down and wanted to plunk down, you're talking, you better bridge off about 50 hours because that's what it's going to take. So through that, over the course of 11 years, they've been characters that, mean something to you. So I thought they did a really good job of having that because otherwise, in fact, I was watching Game of Thrones last night at the end where they had the two guys talk about the episode. And what I thought was interesting, they said something so profound and that Jaber and I have talked about. They said, when we're doing some of the battle scenes, we're trying to work in some character moments in the middle of it because watching that much action, you get fatigue, you get battle fatigue after a certain amount of time, and you have to switch away and you have to add in a little bit of a dose of humanity and reality, like maybe catch a character that's in a moment where they're just like, it's emotional. If it's just like clang, 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 boom, 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 after a while you're like, okay.
Well, you see somebody die, and then it pans to another person reacting. They see it really quick, and then they go back to fighting.
Yeah, that's what they kind of said. It was really, to me, and as far as filmmaking goes, it's kind of a good secret. And I think there are some, as we're seeing more and more action movies, some of them don't do it right, where they just keep hitting them with action, action, action. And I think there's a tolerance level than anybody has. It can be the best action you've ever seen, but so many movies have that CGI action now. They're like, okay, I gotta I'm tired.
You taking notes, Cheeseburg?
Oh, so many notes.
Yeah.
Are you going to be producing another Halloween movie? People keep asking me.
People, yeah. Magnolia.
And by people, I mean Magnolia.
Because she knows how annoying the filming is.
She loved your movie.
We're doing it again. Oh, yeah, whether you guys want it or not. Oh, it's coming back.
Oh, it's coming back.
A new horror movie.
Any plot teasers?
I was thinking about doing 5 or 4 different four little different stories, kind of like like a campfire tales kind of. The first story would just be a Kevin Ralston story.
Oh yeah,
it's not a whole movie; it's little movies into one.
Oh.
Fascinating.
Yeah, we'll see.
Look at you, Cheeseburg.
Probably scrap that idea.
It's early on.
It's real early. It's May. It's April. What month is it? It's not okay. It's April.
12 and 6. Just keep your hands there.
Kids, when you're driving, 12 and 6.
12 and 6, kids.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting. And Game of Thrones, you know what? I did not give you the review of last night with Game of Thrones. I gave Avengers Endgame an A. I would give last night's Game of Thrones an A+.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yes.
Did they give you what you wanted?
So I think, at least for me, I think it was the best moment of TV history ever. I think it's the best thing I've ever seen last night.
That's such a bold statement. Best TV moment in history?
Yeah, it's the best complete TV show that I've seen.
Wow.
Yeah, that episode last night.
You make me want to watch all 3 today.
Better than part 3 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion.
I shut off her microphone. I did.
Good. I was hoping it broke, but actually, I'll take whatever.
I did our audience a favor.
Yeah, so I asked the question, if you saw both Avengers Endgame and Game of Thrones The Long Night, which did you like better? Right now, Game of Thrones is winning 51% to 49%. I thought that was it. I think it's a little bit better. So if you did, and boy, you spent a lot of time this weekend doing that. I spent a good 5 hours of my weekend watching between those two.
I watched Cobra Kai this weekend.
Yeah.
On YouTube Red.
Yeah. And grade that.
Oh, man. It made a brother cry twice.
Did it?
There is 2 parts in there that if you are if you are a person who loves Karate Kid, and you're going through a midlife crisis, oh yeah, you're gonna cry.
When you realize you're closer in age to Miyagi than Daniel-san, yeah, you're gonna cry.
No, it's some heartfelt stuff, man.
You're more Miyagi than Daniel.
That's not true. Daniel's honestly in his 50s. Whatever, you're older. You're the oldest person on this damn show. Got a lot of balls, lady. But it's very good.
Rate it.
I give it an A.
An A.
An A+.
Gosh, there's so much good. I mean, they're making great TV, and I think they're learning. You got to put a little bit of that, man. You got to be invested in the characters, and when you are, that's why I think both of those shows, you can't go wrong with Avengers Endgame or Game of Thrones. They were good for that reason, the humanity that was involved in both of them. So you can jump on our Twitter if you want to sound off on that. And people take it seriously. That's the toughest thing, is being able to talk about either and not spoiling it for anybody. Guy in Hong Kong came out, thought he was going to be Mr. Funny Pants, walked out of the theater and dropped the big spoiler from the Avengers Endgame, and then the crowd dropped him. About 10 people jumped him, and he got punched in the face several times and needed medical assistance.
It's so weird because you have people that are saying, please don't spoil anything. I haven't seen it yet. Then you have people that are like, I hate Game of Thrones and I hate Avengers. Please move on. It's like you could never win.
If you walk out of the theater, though, and you just saw it, and you see the line of people, and you tell them how it ends, you deserve to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, it's a complete bully jerk move. Some people are very serious about not wanting to find out the spoilers.
Okay, what about fake spoilers? Or you make up everything. It's not real.
Well, you're just trying to get a rise out of
something. That's better. That one's kind of
That's what I like doing.
Yeah, fake spoilers is good.
I've never watched one episode of Game of Thrones, but I love to call out characters' names and say they die.
Yeah.
Oh, she.
There was a football player plays for the Buffalo Bills who was doing real spoilers after he saw it on Friday on his Twitter, and
LaShawn
people
McCoy
lost their mind. Like, people were very upset with him.
I don't think he meant to be evil, but he hasn't taken him down.
Yeah,
he made like a video and everything.
Of course, he meant to be evil. He's doing this to get a rise out of people.
How now, if you're plugged into that movie franchise, do you not know that people would be upset if you gave them spoilers?
Why are you blindly defending your husband's favorite team? That's what you're doing.
She's doing.
That's what you're
Sorry,
doing.
I didn't think he was malicious.
Oh, home cooking.
Yeah. Well, there was plenty of rage on social media over the weekend, and we got one round of it with some Facebook fishing coming up next.
Drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain. Hey, you're Facebook fishing.
Okay, here we go today. Got a fun little thread we saw on Facebook from over the weekend. When somebody basically jumps in to somebody's thread and kind of changes the topic.
Oh, yeah.
That is a thing that maybe you've seen before, or you're like going, hey, look, I wanted to talk about something else. And all of a sudden you've I guess you hijack somebody's thread is kind of like what it is.
Or you're one-upping somebody. If someone's posting about their pain, then all of a sudden you one-up them with your pain.
Right. You're like, wait, this is my page. This is supposed to be about me. Now you made it all about you.
Oh, I saw an awesome one. There was this one guy yelling he's like, don't you hate when people don't like your post, but everyone else likes it but one person? Clearly a passive-aggressive move. And then someone else is agreeing with him. Oh, I hate when someone doesn't like my comment. Clearly shows you they hate your guts. And it turned into this big fight.
Maybe they didn't see it.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
They might have not seen the post.
Yeah. Well, we got a hijacking of a post going on here. Cindy is the one who put up the post. Jaybird is going to play the role of Cindy today in our Facebook fishing. I'm going to basically play her dad, Mark.
Okay.
Just so you know. Yeah, so her dad jumps in on her thread. Denny's, you're going to play the role of Wendy, just a caring citizen. And then, Virginia, you get to play the role of Tim, who has the social commentary in this post. Okay, go ahead. This is your post here, Cindy, Jaybird.
Just had a seizure in front of the Domino's pizza guy. Nice.
I just found out that Mom's been cheating on me. Heads up, some shiz about to go down.
I hope you're okay, Cindy.
What the hell, Dad?
Well, I thought you should know, Cindy.
Did you even read my post? Maybe a little, are you okay, honey? First?
Oh, I hate that. When you post and then somebody one-ups you and hijacks your post. I had that happen last week when I posted about my car trouble. Then one of my friends posted that they had the flu.
Shut up, Tim. I just found out my parents are breaking up on my seizure post.
My seizure post. There's a lot of personal pain in it.
It's like
Did you have the seizure in your mouth? Because your voice sounds weird.
Someone told me I need to mix it up. I'll just mix it up a different voice.
You're right. Are you okay, honey?
I'm not okay.
She had a seizure. Give her a minute. It's taking her some time.
Are you reading this post, Dad?
Well, I still hope you're okay, especially since you had a seizure and your parents are breaking up.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that your mom's a slut.
I'm going to bed. Dad, I'll call you tomorrow. Wendy, thanks for your concern. Tim, you're banned from my page. Good night.
There's a lot going on.
Peace, seizure.
Everybody had a seizure. By the way, your mom left me. What?
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Well, today our call 'em outs was dominated by people who were upset that people had spoiled for them either the Avengers Endgame or Game of Thrones that happened last night. So don't do that either way. In fact, there was a teacher, he's gone viral. He put up a big sign on his class door and said, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. And he said, please, for the love of God, do not say anything related to Avengers Endgame before Wednesday. No, is that realistic?
It does get to a point, though. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, you got to get your ass out there and watch the movie. The world's going to move on.
Yeah.
I'll give you the first 48 hours. I'll give you even the first 3 days. Wednesday of this week,
He had put up there that he had a family issue that was keeping him from seeing it until Wednesday. And so he said, so he even qualified it to say, look, I have a legit reason. I'm not being lazy or distracted or putting something before it, aside from family. I have to do this, and I can't see it until Wednesday night, so please don't blow it before then. But you're right. That's the tough part about it is if you care enough, you got to get out there as soon as you can to see it because, yeah, everybody's talking about it. So it's going to happen.
Just like when you're dating somebody. If you love them, you'll make time for them. If you love the Avengers, you'll make time for them.
That's a good way to put it, Virginia. You're right.
If you don't love the Avengers enough.
I'm already not looking at our chat room anymore because people don't realize they give light spoilers. They don't even know that they're doing it, but they are. I've seen 3 light spoilers in the chat room, and they think they haven't given a spoiler away, but they have.
Well, you've taken an interesting stance because you're not watching Game of Thrones this season because you want it to end, and then you want to be able to sit there and binge through the whole thing. But you're on a slippery slope, my man.
Just like food, I always like when there's a little extra hanging around me. I don't like having an empty fridge. I don't like having an empty show that I want to watch.
But he's quick to yell when somebody spoils something, whether it be his Uber driver or just somebody that's in the studio listening to a video.
That damn Uber driver was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I haven't seen it yet. But guess who else dies? Blah, blah, blah.
You're running a big risk, man. And there's going to be big spoilers coming up on that.
Oh, I'm a hypocrite.
Look, you're always out in the public eye. Somebody is going to spoil it for you.
No, I know.
Do not trust people because they like to mess with you. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
People walk up with the agenda is just to mess with Jay Bird. I've seen it.
Yeah.
You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, one day I will snap and there'll be a fight and I'll get arrested.
Don't let it be over Game of Thrones.
That is going to happen one of these days.
Uh-huh. Let me see. This is, I thought, a pretty good commentary if you were one of the people that saw both the Avengers Endgame and then Game of Thrones that was on last night, The Long Night is, I think, what they call the episode. Sarah said, both amazing, but Game of Thrones had more interesting twists. They kept them coming this whole episode and accomplished it beautifully in half the time of Endgame. Well done, HBO. So that's a pretty solid review. I would say pretty much what she said was good. More twist turns, more action, everything else you wanted, and they did it half the time. So kind of love that. All right. We got an After the Show podcast going to be coming up here in just a little bit. You can watch it live on YouTube. Jay Bird over here, sitting with all of his wisdom.
I want to say you're eating a sandwich that smells actually great.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't smell like farty chicken. It smells
very
good up in here.
It is a street-style vegan gyro. There you go.
It's some kind of that dressing. I don't know.
It's usually on a gyro. It's like a...
That's tzatziki sauce.
Yeah, tzatziki. It's got yogurt and dill.
Oh, it's so good. So good, Jay Bird.
Oh, gosh. Monday's not the right day for a diet. I was going to get all started today.
Kevin will give you a bite. He's not weird about germs.
No, but he will. He'll leave a little bite for me if I want one.
Yeah, of course I would. All you can handle.
He'll give you the end piece.
And I'll take it.
Yeah. Gotta take what you can get.
Today might be Pizza Monday.
Okay. Jay Bird, if you would, wrap it all up today with a lovely thought, my friend.
The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Very wise, Bird.
Wait, are you saying that yourself?
That's our new intern.
What's the name of our new intern?
Gorgons.
Gorgons.
I thought we weren't allowed to have interns anymore.
Intern Gorgons is here illegally.
Okay. So no, even corporate doesn't know that.
They don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, let's stop talking about it on the radio then. It's a bad idea.
Your decision-making skills are on point. You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.